How y'all doing? Well, fire away.
Who wants to go ahead and lead off? Josie will get the microphone too. We'll start with Danny P.
Coach, I know LSU is defending conference champions, but what have you seen of them so far this year that impresses you?
You know what? I haven't watched them that much. Like, we got back last night about 11 o'clock, and I've been watching our game. I'll start. I have an assistant coach who's, two assistants that watch them a lot. I mean, I've seen them play because I've watched them in the non-conference. I did not see their Arkansas game yet. I've been focused more on us and trying to get us to get things right. From last night, I watched that tape, and the main things that pop out to me was that, when we went into the game, we were so concerned about their ability to shoot. I talked about when you're guarding Reese, Petty, or Shackelford, and they're bringing the ball towards you and you're one pass away, to stay at home and not come off them. What confused our guys, because we had no team defensive help last night at all. The entire game, and it really hurt us defensively. We gave up so many easy opportunities for Alabama by not helping enough defensively. So, and then, offensively last night, watching the tape again, I mean, we're shooting a number of ill-advised shots early in the shot clock and playing, fast. Like the first two games of the league, we've taken 68 and 69 shots from the field. We averaged 55 on the season going into conference. And so that's really hurt our percentages, it's hurt our rebound numbers, and it puts us back on defense. In terms of LSU, I mean, they're really talented. They start 5 guys that all average in double figures. They're guards. I mean, they're going to be very similar to what we saw last night. Great pair of guards. I mean, those are – you're talking about, the first 3 opponents we've had here. I mean, they've all got, excellent guard play. And so it's when you're talking about Smart and Mays is incredibly intelligent, really smart, pre-med student. His dad's a doctor. He has a great, feel for the game. I've loved him since his freshman year. Smart is incredibly impressive. Watford can really shoot the ball, and he starts at the 3. He plays a lot of his minutes at the 4. They play small ball a lot. Days had 9 offensive rebounds last night against Arkansas, and they really pounded. I think they had 23 offensive rebounds last night against Arkansas. That's a lot of offensive rebounds, and in a 2-point game. So they're good. Williams is doing a great job as their starting 5. He's a big, strong, physical presence in there. They only play 8 guys. At least that's what they played last night. But they're very well coached, and really, to win on the road at Tennessee and then beat Arkansas at home, I mean, obviously they're off to a great start.
Go ahead, Logan.
Wednesday to Saturday, and back-to-back road games on top of that. Did that change anything at all for y'all preparation-wise?
Well, I'll give you an example. We're leaving right after practice today and bussing down 4.5 hours to try to get ahead of this weather. When we were coming back last night, Everett, our bus driver, pointed out there was going to be real issues with that, and started looking to it more and more. It's supposed to hit down there sometime tomorrow, mid to late morning, and I thought it was prudent to try to get our team down there and get huddled in before we're trying to drive through some crazy weather. And we were scheduled to leave tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on a plane, right when it's going to, and we got to be there for the game, so I didn't want to take any chances. So that's one big change right there. And, today we'll go through LSU stuff, but we're going to have a harder practice tomorrow once we get settled and get down there. We've got to get going. I mean, but I think, I decided that this morning, just called one of our pilots here who flies our plane, they're the best at knowing the weather of anybody I know in Starkville. Mark told me that, he thought it was prudent to do what we're going to do.
Coach, obviously you guys got off to a slow start last year in conference play, and you still got, 16 conference games left. How do you get your team not to press so much and worry about the 0-2 start? I know you mentioned last time 1 game at a time is how we have to have it, but how do you get your team to focus on the now and what's at hand now and not get too far ahead?
I mean, I think some of that comes from leadership within our players, and it's just 1 game at a time. I mean, obviously, we're all disappointed that we're 0-2 versus 2-0 or 1-1. But it is what it is. You got to deal with the adversity of it, and so we'll watch edits today. We're going to practice today, probably with lifting for an hour and 15 minutes upstairs, and then we'll come down here and watch film for an hour, and then we'll get on the bus and take the ride down, and try to learn from that. I mean, we're going to see just some awful defense, and I don't expect that we'll see that the rest of this year. If you're going to make jump shots on us with a hand in our face, so be it. But we got to be there and helping more. And that's the worst defense we played all year was last night in terms of our help.
I feel like the offense went through Reggie more last night, or not as much as you wanted?
Not as much, but we're shooting too fast. I mean, you go back and watch it. I mean, when we pass the ball 4 times or more, we're 9 for 15 from the field. When we pass it less, we're like 23 for 66. It's a huge difference. And in fairness, we are missing some open jump shots. I mean, we have missed a few. I would say that, when I go back and I haven't counted it specifically, but of those shots that we missed, I would say, 7, 8 were, like wide open, really good looks.
On Tuesday, Nick told us he wants to be a little bit more of a distributor on offense and get more teammates involved. Is that something you'd like to see from him out of the point guard moving forward?
Especially early. I thought you take what the defense gives you. And I thought when he was getting to the basket, like he got to the basket once late in the first half and cut the game to a 2 or 3 point lead, was really good. He did that again in the second half where he got the basket in transition. For him, he's coming off, they're playing off of him. And he's got to be willing to keep going at him with his athletic ability, and that's a learning process. He played the 2 the first 2 years. We're moving him to the point, and he's learning that position.